Hello, Success KPI. My name is Jacob Smith, and I'm a second year student here at Ball State University. And I just wanted to go ahead and create this video to secure my interest in the Learning and Development Education Summer Internship with Success KPI this summer. So a little bit about myself. My name is Jacob Smith, and I'm a second year student, like I said, at Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana. And the reason I label myself as a second year student is because I came in from high school with 65 credits. I was fortunate enough to go to a high school that had a great partnership with our local Ivy Tech, so I was able to get some of those core classes out of the way through 65 credits towards college. So that's kind of where the second year label comes in. So although it's only my second year here at Ball State, I will be graduating this December. So I'll be graduating in 2.5 years. So while I am a senior, I don't really have the experiences of a 4-year senior at Ball State, so I label myself as a second year student. As I mentioned, my major is organizational communication, and sort of how I ended up in organizational communication and, what brought me to this point is kind of an interesting story. So, my first year at Ball State, I chose communication studies. And after about 2 weeks of classes, just taking the classes that I signed up for, I was sat down by my advisor and they explained to me, they said, Jacob, you need to choose one of 3 paths. So they said either interpersonal, advocacy, or organizational. So I chose organizational. I knew my skill set was within leadership, and I knew that I was very interested in corporate communications, so I chose organizational, and I didn't really know what organizational communication meant. I took, some of the core classes that you have to take your first year, and then my second year I took an intro class, but really my spark for the learning and development industry and just organizational communication in general was lit this semester. I joined a class called Applied Organizational Communication, and we're really, as it says, applying the things that we're going to be learning to the real world. For example, we had to create a curriculum, and we had to create a training for our classmates that's actually going to be relative to what they're going to do. So for example, some students created, interview training. Some students created how to negotiate a salary training. But the training I went with was LinkedIn networking. And, I just wanted to explain how important networking is and how, as college students we're told the importance of networking, but we're really not told how to network. And there are many different ways to network, I found out. So I went through an 8-step process on, how to properly cold message someone via LinkedIn, how to explain your interests, how to find commonalities, and then finally to follow up with that, would you like to meet sometime, get a coffee, or maybe meet over Zoom, have a phone call, things like that. So, courses like Applied Organizational Communication and trainings like that one really lifted me into creating this passion for learning and development. I also we had the opportunity to learn curriculum on, how to teach adults and, how to use those real world examples and how to create those trainings that are so important, like I've said, to uphold the culture of an organization, but also help employees become better than they were. So, what would make me a great intern for Success KPI? I think that first off are my problem solving skills. I'm a strong analytical thinker, and one thing that I've cherished about college, other than finding this passion for organizational communication, is figuring out how to figure things out. And I think that that's something that we don't really realize that we learn, but a lot of times we come into college, we're kind of fresh adults, and we're really learning things that we've never learned. So not only figuring out things I've never learned, but figuring out how to figure out the things I've never learned. So I think that my strong problem solving skills definitely make me a strong candidate. Secondly, I just think that, I just looking at Success KPI's website and, kind of looking at some of the testimonials, I see that this is a growing company. And, it fits because I'm a growing professional. So I just think that my ability, I think that I'm young and I'm invigorated and I'm just so excited to get into this industry. So what better to suit that enthusiasm than with a company that is young and invigorated and just growing so much. So, I think that those two things are just so, they'd make me a perfect fit for Success KPI as a learning and development intern. Also, I think another thing, and I saw maybe not this verbiage, but I saw it highlighted throughout the application. You're going to learn things you didn't expect. So I don't want to be a silo. right? I don't want to be a silo just in learning and development. I want to learn, about different parts of the industry. I don't know much about AI, right? But I want to be able to have that opportunity to, just not be in one lane, but be able to just learn so much, just about the industry in general and just so much about Success KPI. I don't want to be a silo in this position. So the next question is, why Success KPI? Like what made me apply? Well, first off, I saw a company that values its employees. I think that many times as college students, we just look at how, looking for an internship, we just look at how we're going to benefit a company. But I think that we also need to look at how a company is going to benefit us. And that's why I think Success KPI is a perfect fit. Throughout the entire web page, throughout the entire organizational philosophy, I saw a company that values its employees. I saw these in the 6 core values. I saw these even in things as little as the company headshots, right? While they were professional, people were dressed nicely and professionally, they were still personable. And I think that that's so important for a company to really tap into not only that professionality, but that to be personable, not only to its clientele, but also just to each other. I love the core value of we work hard, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. That is just one of the most personal things that I've read because, I am a hard worker, but I think at the end of the day, it's important to also value, the time that you have and not take yourself too seriously in that instance. Another funny thing, and I don't know why I'm harping on the headshots so much, but another great thing that I noticed is that the CEO's headshot wasn't quite at the top. It was, towards the middle at the bottom. And that just shows an act of selflessness, and that shows a culture of selflessness amongst the company. So, these things, it looks like a place that people genuinely want to work. And that's a place that I want to be at. A place where people want to work is a place where I want to be. So, these things, among many others, are why I actually applied for Success KPI, and also why I thought that, or why I think that I'd make a great intern for Success KPI. And then finally, a project that I'm most passionate and that I am most happy about is, I've had so many through college, but really I think the one that hits the most home with me is the one that I done 2 years ago through Jobs for America's Graduates. So I was the president of my high school's chapter of Jobs for America's Graduates, which is a program that's in 123 colleges in the state of Indiana, and 123 high schools in the state of Indiana, and it prepares students for afterlife of high school, whether that be college, whether that be the workforce, whether that be the military. So it's preparing students for that. So we done a project called the Love Project. The Love Project was a project to highlight inequities amongst Jefferson County youth, which is my which is my county here in Indiana, and we really worked hard to highlight these inequities. We collected over $1,200 in donations. We collected over 1,000 ambient items, and we donated every last penny and every last item to the Jefferson County Youth Shelter. The success in this project for me personally, as the leader of this project, as the organizer, was twofold. Number one, I learned the power of being a servant leader. I learned the power of maybe doing things that I didn't always expect myself to get into, whether it be cold calling companies asking for donations, whether it be, creating these relationships with people amongst my team. But secondly, I got to learn so much about my community. I got to, not only highlight these inequities, but find the beauties in my community. And, just to be able to, even through a project that, raised $1,200 in a community of 12,000 people, it created kind of this fostership amongst my community. And I'm just so proud of that Love Project. So like I said, I have so many projects throughout college, especially academic-wise, but certainly the project that I'm most passionate about and the project that I'm most proud of is the organization and the implementation of the Love Project. So with those three things being said, I just want to express my gratitude for Success KPI for giving me the opportunity to be able to introduce myself to you today. And I really look forward to hearing from you in the future about the Learning and Development Education Summer Internship. Thank you.